Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I am completing my Life in Photos calendar from Simple Stories. Last month, 6 of us got together and we put together a virtual class for you to enjoy and have 12 by 12 layouts plus the spreads on your calendar. So at the end of that class, you had sketches, you had a lot of inspiration, process videos for each one of our layouts, and then you could walk away with your calendar completed, right? The thing is, I created 2 pages and I did not have time to do all of the pages. So what I'm trying to do is month by month, completing those months, and I'm gonna try to share of as much as I can of the process for each one of those months. So let me just show you pretty quickly. This is the first layout and spread that I put together for that class. And this is the second one. And then for January, I do have a reel on my Instagram feed. And what I'm doing from now on is I am selecting a layout that I had already, that it's done, that I either do for me personally to enjoy or for a design team project. This one is a layout that I did for my mom. This is a cut file from Paige Evans. I created this layout like 2 years ago, I think, and it's been on my wall. So what I did is I'm using a paper clip, and I'm using the clips that I have to hang the rest of the layouts that I have on the wall. And that way I can just remove the layout, put it back in the album, or put it back on the wall on a different spot if I want to. And then I am gonna be updating this detail area for each month on a monthly basis. So for February, you can see here, this is where the layout for February is gonna be. It is over there, created with the Take Note collection, and then this is what I'm gonna be showing you how I put together. The layout, it's going to be, you're gonna see it in the photos, you're gonna see it in the process video, but it's one that I made for Scrapbook and Cards today. You can find a quick reel, a quick process reel on how that layout was put together in my Instagram feed. I'm gonna try to also add it here on YouTube as a short, but yep, that's all I have for now. So let's go ahead and check that video. So here it is once again, pretty quickly, the month of January, and this is how I'm keeping them together. I have my little clips. This is what I use with nails on the wall to hang all my layouts, and now the calendar and a paper clip. Now, when I'm ready, right now I'm taking it apart because I'm creating the other layout. But when I'm ready, when January is up, that layout will go either in an album or back on the wall. And this is the layout that I'm going to be displaying as part of the calendar. I just love the collection. That is a layout that reflects exactly how I've been feeling these days, how life is going. So I just like the combination of not everything is perfect, but everything is pretty good when I get to work with collections and products that I love, that bring me joy, and that I enjoy. So these are the leftovers from the Take Note collection by Simple Stories after creating 2 layouts with the collection. This will be a, it's not a full layout, it's not a full project with the collection, but I still have plenty to select and help me decorate that monthly part of the calendar. I am using the Scrap and Learn stamps and Catherine Puller ink to add the numbers of the month. This is if you took the virtual class, the Use Your Stash calendar class, as I mentioned previously, I'm going to leave the link below in case you want to check it out. You still want to, either you have not completed your calendar or you are just wanting inspiration and to get 12 12 by 12 layouts with instructions, with process videos, 6 different styles, all of that. So for the second layout, my second spread for that class, I had the month of September and I used this same technique. So I pick a stamp, a number stamp that I like, and that is what I use to add the numbers. So it is honestly not as time consuming as I would have thought. It was going to be just a few minutes, and it does take extra time just because you have to clean the stamp. If you're using the same color, you don't have to clean it right after you stamp one number, but once you start changing the numbers, you do have to clean your stamp. So that is really the only thing, but you have the flexibility of if you have different number stamps in your stash, you can bring those out and then you use the same technique, but by changing the style of your number, the size of the number, and the ink, you're going to get a completely different spread. So, oh, this is, oh, the 9. This is going to be a fun one where I go from number 9 to 19. That's life these days, guys. So I immediately noticed that. So I'm going to add 19. I'm going to clean the stamp. I'm going to put my 9 away. I'm going to take a deep breath and take the 0 and stamp it twice right on top of the 9. No one's gonna know. Yes, that 0 is darker than any of the numbers, but who cares? I will look at it for the entire month of February and remember what happened. So, once you're done, you can set your stamps aside and then focus on what you want to do with the rest of the month. So, in this case, I really wanted to fussy cut. And if I remember correctly, when I was working on my original layouts for the Use Your Stash calendar class, one of the things that I mentioned, and if I didn't, well, now I am, is this is the perfect project to focus on techniques that you enjoy. It is the perfect project to pick the collections and the products you love and the techniques that you love. It is also the perfect project to pick up new techniques because you have the chance to repeat those and to get better at those. And if something did not work out 1 month, then you still have 11 more months to work on that, to get better or to fix it. Or if you really loved it, you can really perfection the technique or just keep doing what you love. So the one thing that happened here, I should have maybe stamped the 22 a little bit further to the right. I could stamp another number right next to the 2 to the right, but I am going to leave it as is. Part of that number is going to get covered, but I think it's pretty clear what number is right there. But you can see I have plenty of space. If I see that it bothers me at any point, I will end up just adding the another 2 right next to the one that you can see. I like that the scallop border from the cardstock stickers from the collection is the same pattern that I used for the background of my 12 by 12 layout. So that way you get the pattern from that background and then you can see a little bit of the red on top from the binding. And then by extending that pattern with the scallop border, I get kind of like the same effect. I get the floral border with the black background, and then that leads to, or that you can see a little bit of the red. I love this corner border here. Love the designs of these flowers, the colors, the size, I think is just perfect. So I did not notice, I did not notice that I was covering the pattern here, or the that part of the project as I was working on it. But the only thing that I added that wasn't there before was the two florals. So that yellow and the pink, and then now the two smaller pieces. Those are all from the floral bits from the collection. And now these ribbons are from the whimsical collection from Paige Evans with pink paisley. This is one of my favorite ribbon sets. I think I've bought this, may be my fifth set since the collection came out, and whenever I see them available, I will buy them. It's the same with the mini foam alphas from that collection and from a couple of other collections from Paige. So I am now seeing what else I can add. I don't want to add way too many things because I do know that I want to fussy cut a couple of butterflies. So it is time now for me to add the title. And for that, that alpha set is from Hip Kit Club. And that has to be from either 2020, 2021, or the first half of 2022. So that set has many years with me, and I might have put together only one title, and it's one of those that you set aside, but it's just there waiting for the perfect moment. So I think it worked perfectly with what I was doing here. So now I just want to make sure that it is straight. And then I believe once we are done with our title, the only other thing I added was the butterflies. But let's see. We're almost done here. One more letter. Oh no, and then I did show you how I added a couple of just notes on a couple of dates. That would be the only other thing. So now fussy cutting, because once again, fussy cutting is the technique that I love the most. And this collection has a lot of butterflies that you can pick from the cardstock stickers, from the bits and pieces, from, I believe, also maybe not the floral bits, but there are some other places where you can find this these butterflies, and you don't necessarily have to fussy cut them. These were just the perfect size, the perfect colors. So I went, once again, if it's a technique you love, this was a night after work. It took me half an hour or 35 minutes to put this full spread together. I had the layout already, so you have a starting point. That is one more thing that I like about this way of completing the calendar for me. I feel that it's going to keep me motivated because I am only focusing on the area with the dates and adding if I have any appointments or any meetings, or for my design team projects for deadlines. It's gonna work because I know that I'm not gonna start from scratch. I'm gonna try to pick the layout in advance, pick a collection that goes with that, and then just try to take not more than 1 hour per spread. But this is it. You can see the row of hearts that I added right next to my title. And then I'm going to add Valentine's Day here. And one more thing that I use on during the class is a set of stencils. And I'm going to show you that it's perfect for planners. So it has different sizes. If you want to create little boxes or banners, little circles, you can add those. I am mainly using it to create some borders, not borders, but squares within the squares for each month. And then in this case, to highlight my months. This is a Tombow dual brush marker and the stencil. The pen that I'm using is a fine liner, is a mono drawing pen, also from Tombow. And yeah, what else did I add? I think just the simple stories, not the deadline, but the date where my next post will go live. And simple stories for me, I am also trying to keep things color coded to match what I have in my planner. So simple stories for me is yellow and will always be yellow for whatever reason. So in my planners, both the planners that I have and now in the calendar, it is highlighted in yellow. So now on the photos that I have, or the quick video that you'll see where I walk you through the oh, let me show you. So here, that's another thing that I did add extra color here, extra stickers, extra things, ribbons, and you'll see that in the walkthrough video that I have next. So you'll see that I ended up adding a couple of ribbons to just to finish the spread. And very important, I am keeping all of the things that I still feel that I want to use in later spreads. I have them all in my project cart. So these February alphas I have already, I set them aside. The stencils I have, and the ribbons I also have. So this is it. All of the products that I used to put together this spread are linked in the description box below. Please let me know if you have any questions. I really hope you enjoy the video.